uh, another week 2 matchup here with UTD and OOF, and it looks like we're gonna jump right into pick immediately after that first game. Uh, right off the bat, we see some very similar bands with Lysandra and Renekton being banned away, along with Anivia and Caitlyn, uh, which really is no surprise. Like we talked about. Ooh, I'm sorry, Anivia Zillion for that, and we talked about that. Of there's a lot of regular players that are really good at these champions, and so it just makes sense to ban them away. Do you
Yeah,
think? Do you think that we ban anybody away from that first game?
I think instead of maybe a Lissandra ban from UTD, we could have seen a Vel'Koz ban. Vel'Koz showing how much damage, well, Jumper J showing how much damage Vel'Koz can actually do, stacking up on passive problems as well as lane control. But instead, they wanted to ban the hard engage Lissandra instead. UTD with the Kindred pick, as I was saying before, those AD jungle ranged casters are what fits into their team, and Kindred, such a great pick for UTD.
That is interesting for sure. Um, I'll be really interested to see how the rest of that team shapes up.
They weren't able to lock in the Zillions, so might as well go Kindred, I guess. And Kane picked up for Elucida in the jungle. We might see a Red King Conqueror. We've been seeing those a lot, but maybe he might go Shadow King? Question mark? Or Rust was the red one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And their second pick is going to be Morgana. Great CC, and we might see a flex into mid or bot. We don't know yet, but it's looking like Oof is picking champs for pick potential and trying to play that early game better than what they did before.
Yeah, and I suspect that would probably be Wheels on the Bus. Actually, I'm sorry, that is the complete wrong team. I am a scrub. Uh-huh.
For It's Your
Um,
Boy.
I 100% think that it's your boy,
And
more.
UTD getting the Alawi. So Uncle Jemima is going to be able to see Alawi play. He usually gets
Oh
banned
boy,
out for him.
yeah. And we see the Ash pick again, and Ash was nothing to scoff at that last game. But then we see the Sivir, and I think that's a good counter. Um,
It's a great counter, and if that Morgana is going to be bot lane for It's Your Boy, you're getting both Spell Shield and Morgana Shield, which is just such good peel and such good protection for their carries. And we're gonna see Oof ban out Zerath for UTD as trying to get those safe picks for Hiramar taken away as UTD bans out Necro Guy's Kled.
hmm. I I kind of feel like that Necroguy was pretty annoying on that Ornn, but then again, I've not seen him play Kled either, so uh, I don't know which one is more annoying to play against.
And the last ban for Oof is going to be Lulu, and waiting to lock in that last ban for UTD. What do you think their ban might be?
We still got that mid lane potential. Yep,
Yeah, and it's going
and
to be
that's
that
exactly.
Vel'Koz.
Mm.
Two bans directed towards Jumper J's mid lane, two bans directed towards top lane's Necro Guy, and one ban towards Elucida. So we're seeing a lot of taking away from mid, top, and jungle, but leaving open a mid pick So if we're going to see Oof's Morgana as support, what do you think their mid lane pick is going to be? Oh, and it looks like I was wrong, as they're going to lock in Rakan.
It looks like that question has been answered.
Right now, Rakan in this patch, or a couple patches ago, got nerfed with his W channel speed, which a lot of people have been complaining about, including myself. I think Rakan is not the champion that he used to be, but It's Your Boy has a really good comfort pick into Rakan. As UTD's mid lane Hiramar is opting in for that mid lane Vigar. Don't know how effective that is going to be into a Morgana. And the last pick for UTD is going to be Nami. Ashe Nami bot lane is just another one of those poke bot lanes that they did extremely well, while Oof is looking more towards the engage, while their last pick is a Fiora versus that Alawi.
Now, this is interesting because I know that I know. What do I know? I know that Wheels on the Bus loves to play Fiora, but it'll be interesting because that's
Oh,
on the opposing team though. So because Wheels on the Bus is you, um, not really a relevant fact, but
not relevant, but maybe having known that knowledge that Wheels on the Bus has as playing Fiora, it might help time the Nami Qs and time some crucial spells that Nami is known for that can stop a Fiora from just decimating the enemy team.
yeah. And so we're gonna get ready to go into uh, into the actual champ select here. We have one thing to wrap up from the game before, and that is our MVP from game. So we are checking um, now, and ooh, it looks like there's a tie between Maya and Uncle Jemima, both with 4
Did you
votes.
vote in this drop poll?
I did not personally vote in it. So if
I
I
did
were to
not
vote,
vote either.
you did not vote. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I would have liked that to be a chat
Oh, it's a
vote.
chat thing? Okay.
So,
So yeah, we have a tie for Uncle Jemima and Maya.
yeah.
And it looks like Uncle Jemima picked up 2 extra votes to win the MVP for first game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Straw poll OP. But all right, so Jemima gets the MVP for game 1. Now, I'll be really
Well,
interested to see this.
MVP.
Yeah, and I'll be really interested to see, especially with Uncle Jemima on
Malawi.
Alawi.
Yeah.
Yeah, is going to be that. I think that's something that I would personally be very very scared of. So we talked a lot about the team. Um, in that last one. So look, on paper, um, uh, oof, this time around we've got Kane, Morgana, Sivir, Rakan, and Fiora. A a different, but still kind of similar. I think you still got kind of two tanky players if Rakan builds, and then UTD this time is looking at Kindred, Ashe, Alawi, Vagar, and again, still kind of seeing that one tank um, on the UTD, but it didn't really seem to be a problem. And that,
So I guess both teams were reading chat and just saying, please no more tanks. Alawi's a little bit more of a bruiser than a tank, and we're going to see how this game will play out. And I think top lane matchups is favored for uh, UTD, in my opinion. Uncle Jemima is known for his Alawi. I don't know though, because Necro Guy, I haven't watched a lot of him, but last game he played tremendously well on that Ornn. We can see if he can play with the same in his same strengths that he did last game.
mhm.
Bot lane. Okay, so Fudgy Didders says top is heavily favored to Necro Guy matchup wise. I'm not strong in top lane matchups, but that's good to know. Mid lane, Morgana, I think, has the has the hand in this one, just because Morgana's shield is really easy to react versus Vigar, as well as what you rush in Morgana would have to be either Zhonya's or some MR. And going against Vigar, it's going to be hard to get that early kill potential that Vigar is known for with his ulti off on a Morgana. And it was strange because the Vigar was picked into the Morgana. So Hume are looking to prove everybody wrong that Vigar is a good mid lane to go against Morgana.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle
Yeah,
matchup. What do you have to say for jungle matchup?
jungle matchup. Kane has been super strong in these past couple packs. I really haven't seen much of Kindred played at all lately, and I don't know if that's just, that strong right now. But I think that Kane has the upper as the jungler if we're going head to head on the jungler there. But in Twitch chat, even we've got Theatrics saying that Kane wins the late, but Kindred can certainly bully in early to mid game, and I can see that.
Yeah, and ulti wise, it's really hard to time Kindred ultis, and if Maye ulti's low health versus a Kane, you can't deal damage to the Kane while in that Lamstress fight. So it's just you're sitting duck in a Kindred ulti while Kane is waiting to ulti out and deal more damage to you.
Mm-hmm. And then we look at bot lane too. You've got Ashe, Nami into a Sivir Rakan, and Sivir is going to be obviously a direct counter. But how do you think the two gel Ashe compared to Sivir Rakan? How do you think those two gel?
Just like last game, Oof is looking more towards engage comp. They ran a Leona Ezreal bot lane, and just in the same suit, they're running Sivir Rakan. Going to have heavy engage for the side of Oof, while Ashe has more utility. You're going to see vision control with Ashe E, as well as maybe a couple of picks from her ulti. Freedom Penguin showing a lot of strength on how to play Ashe in a matchup that has heavy engaged. Usually Ashes are easy to kill early game, especially with like a Leona, but he was able to have patience and did not die during the laning phase in last game, which is very surprising to me. But if Lucida has the chance to come around bot lane rather than mid lane this game, I think the snowball effect could really go into favor for Oof.
Mm-hmm. And I think, looking at these runes and masteries here, it looks like we're League of Conqueror going on with 4 out of the 10 players having Conqueror.
I don't think it's going to the level of Thunderlord's Decree as it was previously, but Kindred opting to go into Conqueror instead of Press the Attack is a really interesting pick in my opinion, because it's real easy to get those 3 auto attacks from Press the Attack, but if you're able to get more stacks from Conqueror and heal yourself and deal more prolonged damage while she's in Lamstress Spite or while she's just early level ganking, it might pay off in the end.
And then Ashe, still kind of choosing to stay with Press the Attack rune, but we dogged it game 1, and it clearly worked out pretty well for Freedom Penguin. So
it worked very well, and with wheels on the bus on Nami, it's just going to be just as easy to get those Press the Attack bucks off.
Yeah. And let's see, just to make sure that we're looking at the right times here, get a time check. 21, 22.
21, 22.
Yep, we're good.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I was going to say probably the same thing you are, but it looks
like you go.
5-point defense here from both sides this time.
Yeah, Lucida giving respect towards maybe not, as he gets a great Q over wall into enemy side jungle. Looking to see if he can catch Uncle Jemima off guard here. Necro guy cleaning out a Lowy passive, gets his proc on Q. Lucida saying hi, I'm here. Gets an early flash from Uncle Jemima again. As he just has such great early pressure. Maye having to start Q, and Q's over the wall. Not looking to start bot lane, as Canes are really good on soloing buffs, while Kindred is doing the same, starting top lane and doing blue buff on her own.
And everything at this point is just business as usual. Nothing too exciting yet. Be interested to see what happens.
Besides the flash from Uncle Jemima, it's just arm early.
Yeah, and we'll see if we can see maybe level 2 invade, or not invade.
Both jungles started topside. I think Maya wanted to respect the vertical. Also finished blue buff, went to Gromp, and was lucky enough to get the first stack on Kindred from her passive. It's your boy, gets a great knockup on Wheels on the Bus. Wheels on the Bus takes a turret shot for free. Uncle Jemima W's in. Necro guy trading just as much as he is. And Jumper J getting a great root. Kiramar having to flash barrier out. Kiramar almost dead, dies early to Hansu. First blood, not Hansu, but Lucida. First blood, but Maye gets the return kill. Looking for more as he flashes forward on Jumper J. Jumper J dies to Maye. Kindred with a double kill. And this is just the start that UTD needs, as Kindred is going to go into bot side river, going to get his second, maybe third passive staff.
Yeah, and man. So
yes, Kindred has
UTD
3 stacks right now.
Yep, and 3 stacks there. UTD, yeah, like you said, strong lead. Maya's double, and it would be interesting to see how each responds.
And it looked like it was going to go into Hoof's favor as Elucida picks up a really good early kill, but it seemed that he burned his flash early and was not able to get the escape, as Necro Guy is going to get a couple of poke as Uncle Jemima returns the poke. Just common top lane practice, I guess.
Yeah, and early game. I'm looking at CS here at we're almost about at 4.5 minutes, and CS is pretty close across the board. There's a slight lead in the mid lane from Hiramar, and that's kind of to be expected at this point. More is just now at level 4, so she can start clearing those back waves easy with her W if she chooses to. But seeing a lot of some questionable use of that there, and I think the turret take a lot of that CS. I don't know how.
Yeah, and there's going to be pings in the backside river as Oof gets a pick onto Maye, looking for the shutdown. Oof is inching towards trying to complete the kill. Flash from Freedom Penguin as both teams leave injured, but Freedom Penguin gets sped up by Wheels on the Bus, looking to get the kill. W from Lucida coming in and came. And no kills, but a couple of flashes. Freedom Penguin having flash and heal burn while Wheels on the Bus used Ignite. Or not Ignite, but Exhaust. I guess I'm just used to supports having Ignite. Please.
Ooh.
Oh, Exhaust. Maya getting caught out, but what a great bubble from Wheels on the Bus as Kendra gets shut down from Jumper J, and Kindred killing Lucida.
Oh. And Freedom Penguin wanting that kill so bad on the Sivir right there. Just isn't able to get it just because of the recon swooping in.
Uncle Jemima getting a great ulti off as Necro Guy has to flash, and what a great E. Test of Fate, I think it's called, something like that. And gets the kill onto Necro Guy's Fiora. So, some exciting stuff early game. Kindred starting off 3-1 as Ilaoi gets an early kill onto a matchup that is supposedly favored for Fiora, but showing how much practice and how much time Uncle Jemima has put into Ilaoi.
Yeah. And that definitely does not go unnoticed. We approached it, about 7.5 minutes. And looking back at CS again, you'll see that Freedom Penguin has run away with the CS lead at 50 CS. Now there's 36 there. So that's that'll be really good, because, especially in that direct counter matchup there. So if that Freedom Penguin can get there, it's going to be huge.
And like I was saying before, it's an engage bot lane, and if they can't find the engage, as you see, it's going to be really hard for UTD, or not UTD, but Oof to get a good lead. Nami is just such a good support champion right now. She has the CC, she has the damage, she has the heal. All around, great pickup by UTD. And as we're looking at CS leads into the mid lane, it used to be in favor for, like, outrightly in favor for Vigar, but Jumper J is creeping back from loss deficit. Nothing too interesting is going on this map right now.
Yeah.
As you see, Elucida completing his warrior enchantment on his build, and Maye is still farming and has not completed the warrior enchantment. I'm gonna see if there might be a little damage difference before Maye backs, but great poke from Uncle Jemima coming on top lane. Maye is looking towards mid as Elucida is topside. Never mind, he's just going back into his jungle farming.
He just wanted to say hello.
Elucida gets caught out on a ward in the tri-brush. Both pinging. Maye is going to be coming up from topside jungle. Maybe looking to get another stack on the Kindred passive, but both mid lanes are going to look to contest this buff, as Elucida, I guess, has already used it. Jumper J getting the stun onto Maye. Maye finishing it, but like I said, Lampshre's Spite does not last as long as Kane's ultimate does, and Kane gets the return kill from Maye. Smite onto Hiramar. Elucida gets the W off, waits for the baby cage to end. Elucida looking for the kill and gets the kill. He's into the Raptor pit and gets out safely. What a great play by Elucida, as he was able to clean up what was lost.
Wow, and that's I was really excited for the Veigar pickup, kill pickup there. It's unfortunate to see her go down.
Yeah. You typically see Lee Sin as the counter to Kindred, because Lee Sin's able to ulti Kindred out of the ulti, or maybe like a Gragas with his cask. But with Kane, it's the complete opposite. He actually wants to stay in, because he just ultis on top of Kindred. Kindred can't do damage, and was able to get the kill. And because Kane ulti lasts, once you go into the Kane ulti, I think the timing has to be perfect, where you deal damage after the heal comes out from Kindred's Lampshre's Spite. And it was just a great play by Elucida on the Kane.
Yeah, and at this point, going back to CS now, I keep talking about it, but I think it's important. We see both bot lane and top lane with about 20 CS lead. Uncle Jemima's Malawi literally just staying put to this tower, just being a complete bully. To Necro.
Wrenching around a 1k gold lead, as blue team UTD has slain Cloud Drake. And if we're just going to keep on seeing this carry potential given by either side, it's going to decide. And usually I'm in jungle right now, from what I'm seeing, is jungle is the playmaker and the deciding factor as to who wins this game, per se, because they're both great junglers. Maye, as Jumper J flash ultis into Hiramar, gets the stun, gets the Q, and Jumper J finishing off Hiramar. Wow.
Good night, sweet prince. Man, that's up for Hiramar there. Now, I kind of want to talk about this matchup here in the mid lane. Jumper J into Hiramar. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Hiramar is elo out of the two. Am I correct?
I don't know.
I think
Jumper J's lower elo, you're saying?
I think so. And so that's kind of why I'm personally impressed, because Hiramar is not a weak mid laner by any means. Yet Jumper J is just competing, and staying right in line, and that's impressive.
And I think it was the bans directed towards Kiramar that Oof was able to get off, and if you maybe put him on a champ that is not as comfortable as he usually likes or prefers, you're going to see this matchup be favored more towards Jumper J. And as It's Your Boy has to W out as Kindred gets the stack, and Kindred is currently at 4 stacks. And as Kindred, when you have 4 stacks, her basic attack range increases as Jumper J gets a great ulti onto Uncle Jemima. But Uncle Jemima getting the kill finishes both Fiora and Morgana. Uncle Jemima showing some great outplays that Alawi is known for, and just got what she could. But Elucida picking up the kill as well as the Rift Herald, and we'll see, like last game, if Elucida has the objective control that he had during game 1.
Yeah, and kind of going back to that mid lane discussion there, Jumper J is currently sitting at gold 3. In the past 2 seasons, season 8 finished at, and season 7 was gold. Hiramar finishing plat in both of them.
In the flash engage from It's Your Boy gets Freedom Penguin caught off guard. Has to flash an ulti out as Uncle Jemima comes into the game. And Lucida trying to get away, don't think he can, gets shut down by Wheels on the Bus as Uncle Jemima flashes forward, gets the W onto It's Your Boy as Maye flashes the jungle, gets E blocked from Mudkips, trying to get the kill, gets the kill.
Wow.
Perfect timing for multi. I don't know if he's going to make it, but gets the heal from Wheels on the Bus, but still dies. I thought he was going to make it out of there.
Wow.
And that is a 2-for-2 trade. And I think UTD gets the better one since they had to back and regain control. But Red Team loses a turret as UTD gets the gets the second turret of the game. Now, as we see this jungle matchup come into play, we saw a flash engage from It's Your Boy, followed into Lucida running into maybe a little bit too aggressive for Oof, as they are 2 kills behind. As Jumper J catches out Hiramar into the jungle, Lucida picks up that kill, closing the gold gap just a little bit more than what it was.
Yeah, and finishing that discussion there. So Jumper J is, if anything, just lower. Oh.
And Lucida was able to get the smite fight out as Lucida's great timing on the ulti goes over the wall and kills Freedom Penguin after killing Maye. And also gets the objective from Dragon and releases Rift Herald into mid lane. His jungle it's back and forth on which jungle is controlling the game. As Jumper J gets another binding onto Hiramar. Hiramar forcing the stopwatch as Lucida gets the kill and gets the mid lane turret.
Making Hiramar just pretty much completely irrelevant.
Yeah, it just seems like he's he's not reading his vision correctly. And I think not doing the best in terms of keeping a loss prevention, as he was once 1-3, just got death after death after death, and is now sitting at 1-6. And I think this all has to do with the pick and ban phase that Oof was able to draft. Well, that is for mid lane, because they flexed the Morgana and they were saying, here we're going to have this support, but psych, we're going to put him in. Jumper J getting the root on to Uncle Jemima. Lucida Wing on to Wheels on the Bus. Not quite finishing him, but almost. As both teams leave damaged, but not dead. As Lucida gets a great W, but I think the red smite was able to finish Lucida as Uncle Jemima kills Jumper J. And just as we thought that Oof was doing work, putting in work, UTD was just able to flip that on its side, and was able to come out positive on it.
Yeah, and wow. This Uncle Jemima just continues to be a scary threat. I mean, sitting at 6-1, 850, worth 850 right now. Completely this counter of Fiora. Fiora has just kind of been silent in these matchups, really, dying 2 times and only being involved in 1 kill for I think they made a bad decision letting the Alawi into.
Yeah, and as mid lane got a favored matchup with Jumper J getting Morgana onto Vigar, Uncle Jemima was able to get his matchup, although not favored, but was still able to get a great lead onto this Fiora. As Fiora goes back and buys Executioner's Calling, the first Grievous Wound item we are seeing of this game, as UTD has 4 champions that do a considerable amount of healing. As Jumper J gets a great binding onto Uncle Jemima's Alawi, but not looking to do anything with that. Lucida. What?
Oh, I was going to say, we look at gold leads, gold differential right now, and it's basically 5k difference.
Lucida with a double knockup into It's Your Boy's knockup. Maya flashing out, but gets ultied by Lucida. Lucida knocks up both champions into It's Your Boy knockup. Oh my gosh, the damage from Alawi, but dies in the process. And that is a 3-for-2 going in favor for Oof. And just like, it's just a back and forth game, to be honest. Both junglers showing how much they have to offer. Like I was saying, Kindred has great control over some of these objectives, but if as they're starting up Infernal, I'm just going to finish saying, as they get caught out, it's harder to get back into the game. But both teams are doing great getting back into the game, which is probably one of the hardest things to do. And that is going to be a double Infernal for Oof. Now, I think as much as Earth Dragon is a powerhouse for AD champions, Infernal is just as scary, with Lucida being 10-4 in the 10 of the 16 kills that their team has. It's going to be hard to not get caught out because both teams have great pick potential with Ash Arrow onto UTD's side and Morgana bindings onto Oof's side, and I think it's just a game of who gets caught out and who doesn't. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and even with everything that just happened there, the gold lead does shrink a little bit. We were looking at almost a 5K gold lead, and at this point, it's 39 to 43.
39 to 43. As GTD is looking to push for mid lane inhibitor, lose the flash W. Jumper J goes into Sonya's. Necro guy trying to get a pick, does not manage to get a pick, but all of UTD at such low health. Looking to finish off mid inhib for UTD, completes that, and if they do not back, I could see something bad happening to them.
Now, something unfortunate with that fight is that Mudkips kind of blew that ult a little early, as almost a defensive to kind of escape. But I don't know that there's really anything to escape from. I think that if I was that Sivir there, I would have held that ultimate just a little.
Yeah, and as they're trying to fend off Uncle Jemima from the bot lane, UTD is making the objective decision to take Baron under the nose of Oof. 3 people down bot lane trying to get this Wowie as Jumper J forced to use Sonya's.
Oh.
That is a fed. Illaoi flash W's. Mudkip's looking to get the kill.
Oh my god.
And Uncle Jemima with the 3v1.
So, note to self, do not let Uncle Jemima play Illaoi. You heard it here first.
Lusta picking up the kill, but trying to make every little bit, every inch or every ounce go towards their way, but it's not looking good for Oof right now, as the gold lead drastically swung into UTD's favor with the barrier in play. Lusta clearing out wards, gets caught out by Ash Valley.
Uncle Jemima is level 16 on the lobby right now. That is a full two levels just because of the mid laner, Jumper J, but almost 3 levels, 3, 4, and 5 levels above the rest of Oof right now. You do not want to be caught alone with an Illaoi at that type of level advantage.
Lusa looking to see if he can get any outplay from Uncle Jemima. Chunking him down one by one. Altis gets the W. And what a great shutdown for Lucidas. Playing that one very smart. Avoiding Uncle Jemima's E ulti, the best to his ability. It's your boy getting caught out from the baby catch, having to flash out.
Whoa.
Maya almost going in there, but what a great... Oh my gosh, what a great engage by Lucidas. Maya is forced to use Lampter's Spike. Flashes out to safety. Hiramar getting chased down by Mudkips and Necro Guy as Hiramar finishes off the Sivir, but dies himself as Lusta clears out a pink ward to finish that play. As the minions are knocking on Oof's door, they're going to have to recall and fend off as Maya pushes bot lane to get that bot lane inhibitor. Wow.
Now, I was quick to bash the Sivir ultimate in that last team fight. Ooh.
And Lusta healing for ridiculous amounts of damage, but can't heal enough as Maya finishes him off. Wheels on the bus, showing how much Nami healing can do. Sitting 3, 1, and 10. Only 1 death in this game, and a game of 44 deaths so far.
Wow, yeah, that's nothing to overlook there. That's pretty commendable.
Wheels on the Bus is for sure known for ranged AP supports, and he's doing a great job showing the effectiveness and peel that Namis are really known for. Both sides of our bot lane and mid lane are both getting cleared out by the Sivir and Fiora, as UTD is looking to finish the last inhibitor turret. But we're going to see if Oof can fend off. They do have a really good siege comp, that being Oof with Sivir and Morgana, especially AP Morgana. Wheels on the Bus almost dying to the root into pool. Jumper J fishing for a Q. Maye finishing off the mid lane inhibitor if he can. Dodges the Kane W. As they finish the mid lane inhibitor after it had just respawned. Kane trying to answer the Uncle Jemima. Great root, but gets Mikhail Crucible. Lucida goes into Maya. Neither team dies.
Wow.
Couldn't play-by-play that, but neither team dies.
There was a lot happening right there. But yes, nobody died.
Mudkips dives to the minions. Well, not technically, but Kirmar picks up the kill.
That is unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. As UTD is knocking at Oof's doors. It's your boy gets a great knock-up onto Kindred. But Uncle Jemima looking to get as much damage as he can off. Gets knocked up by Lucida. Dies at Freedom Penguin, getting the kill onto Rakan. And it looks like this may be it, but Necroguy looking to finish off both Wheels on the Bus. Freedom Penguin was not able to, as Wheels on the Bus and Freedom Penguin get out alive with barely any health. Lucida gets stunned by Hiramar. Ulties into Freedom Penguin.
Does it matter?
To finish the game as Wheels on the Bus almost finishes the game. And it looks like the Minions are going to finish this game. If they can't, I don't think they can do it. And the Minions take game 2.
Minions for MVP. Wow, man, that last. So we'll go back to two fights. You know, that the fight that happened in that top lane a second ago. There was so much happening, but the one thing to note is that the Alawi did not go off in that fight because it came off a few seconds over to the right of the Nexus there, over kind of toward, and I think that's what kind of helped seal the deal right there. We're still having that massive available for that final team fight right there.
Yeah,
I think that's.
And looking into itemization on both teams, I think the healing from both Uncle Jemima and Wheels on the Bus, as well as some of my ace from Lamster Spite, was not easily answered as quick as it could have. Necroguy picked up an early Executioner's Calling, but wasn't able to apply the procs as much as he couldn't get up close and personal to some of those champions. But wow, what a great way to end this best of 2, or just these 2-game series. Looking at the damage charts, we can see that Alawi does damage. Alawi does a lot of damage, but Kane actually dealing the most damage.
Which that's kind of impressive to me. I kind of did feel like would have been able to do the most damage there.
Yeah, but both teams showed strength in different ways and different plays of the map. definitely Lucida had a great play mid lane that forced into Rift Herald mid lane, opened up the map a lot, but you can't do anything if you don't have the correct engage, and I don't think they were able to get the engage that they wanted. But when they did, I think it was too late.
Yeah, no, I agree. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to post this MVP poll in the Twitch chat here. Early predictions on the MVP vote there. I think that if I had to make a choice on the MVP, I think that it would have to go to Uncle Jemima in this case, just because the insane amount of control in that top lane and the ability to 3v1 or I'm sorry 1v and just really assert dominance there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. Uncle Jemima played into a counter and showed what Alawi what he can do on Alawi, especially if it goes unbanned. I think enemy teams or opposing teams are really seriously going to have to look at the pick and ban phase and consider banning Uncle Jemima's Alawi.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And this is exactly what we talked about. It's in the initial pick ban phases that a lot of people do have a lot of champions per se, and we saw some of those bans for some people, but I think a lot of those might have been too focused on other people, allowing some other main champions to slip through. That just you see right here in game two the consequences of that. And so look and see MVP winner for game two is. I think this is going to be no surprise.
And it is currently a tie with Uncle Jemima and I.
Currently a tie right now. So I'm assuming that maybe a few more votes will come in.
Yeah.
But I think that we go ahead and I'm going down to player of the game 3, and so we can chat with our at least definite game MVP of game 1, and we'll try to see if we can figure out game 2 too. Swap down here. And here we go. Let's see. All right, so a few more votes came in. It does look like it's still pretty close between Maye and Uncle Jemima, but I think Uncle Jemima's going to end up taking this one. So let's go ahead and see if we can get them. See if we can get Uncle Jemima.
Ayo.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
What's up?
We have not MVP of one game, but MVP of 2 games tonight. So that is insane gameplay, especially game. I think that they Oof made a huge mistake by letting the Alawi slip through the cracks there. How do you feel about tonight's match?
Um, so first off, Mai should have definitely been MVP game one. I honestly don't understand why I got game one. I'm just an Arbot, and he definitely had a lot more mechanics than I did. But I I guess people like Malphite ultimates. I don't know, but as to the Alawi game, I mean, I understood why they didn't ban the Alawi, because Alawi falls into this trap, and I was sure that they were trying to put me into this trap where you lose out on so many engage options. That's why I picked the Malphite game one, was to make sure that I had that engage potential, which was why game one was arguably a little bit cleaner on our end than game two. You know, I could be wrong, but yeah, this is actually the first game that I took Conqueror Alawi as well. I'm usually always a klepto freak and whatnot, but at the moment, Conqueror, the Keystone in general, is just way too freaking strong. I mean, there was a couple of times in that game where I would, press my slam, my W, my little empowered auto attack, and it would just pop. I popped Justin on It's Your Boy on the Recon like twice from a quarter health,
Mm-hmm.
and like I was literally sitting there in my chat and what just happened? Like I did not understand what was happening, and then the first fight that was over there in the in the pit, in the Rift Herald pit, I had so much healing off of just my ultimate. I'm not used to that kind of healing on the Lowy. Before I even had my Spirit Visage, I didn't have my Spirit Visage that engaged, and I was healing for everything, and I ended up getting the double kill at the exact same time. Like, it was insane what Conqueror Alawi can do, and like, yeah, I was really glad that it worked out in the way that it did, that I was able to pump out like a lot of damage and whatnot. So, felt
Yeah,
good.
for
Felt
sure.
good.
And I think to your point, I think that I would say game two, at least in my opinion, Matt, you can affirm or deny this, but uh, I think that game two was clean, much cleaner than game one. Game one had a lot of back and between the two teams, and I think at some point, Oof had control early game in game one, and I think that and I said this in the pregame that if you all could survive to mid to late game, then that well, while I did think and I ate my words, I did think that Oof would end up. But you all proved that in there. So, but all that to say that I think that game two was by by far a much stronger showing of what you all can do as a team, especially with that. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, for sure.
Matt, what questions do you have for Sebastian?
Uh, I think I have one question, and it was earlier game one where you TP'd into bot lane right behind the enemy team.
Hmm.
I'm correct, right?
Hmm.
Uh, what were you guys not technically thinking, but like, what was your thought process in that instance?
In the TP play,
Yeah.
so the TP play kind of happened where they were being aggressive, and I mean, I just had the teleport up behind them. They didn't really respect the fact, or rather, it was a miscommunication on their part, because Necro had just burnt his TP to get up top
Okay.
lane. Yeah, he
Mm,
had just like burnt his TP to get top lane, and Fiora doesn't have any single form of CC. So, I kind of took like 2 or 3 steps back, and I just TP'd behind them, knowing that we were just going to immediately have the advantage. Um, so that was the reasoning for that teleport play. They just kind of overstepped. Maya was there. Our bot lane was semi healthy, and we're able to like live in the initial engage. And it was just enough time for me to get there and do Alawi things and deal the damage that I need to deal. And yeah, and that was another actually uh, a slam, the auto slam, just killed Justin on the way out when he was using his grand entrance away. Like, because it's an empowered auto attack, it follows you obviously, but just one of those weird interactions. So that was our thought process, is just kind of calculating everything to where, well, it's Fiora's not going to show up, so let's just go ahead and take this. And I think I had already, no, had I taken tower top? I don't remember if I had already taken tower top, but yeah, it was a lot of calculation on that.
Okay, thank you. That's the only question I had.
Cool.
A question from Twitch chat from Maye himself is, how many times did I bait you during that series, Sebastian?
0. He is bait short of the quota, so I'm gonna have to give him a stern talking to.
Mm.
But yeah, no, it was a really, really. We kind of changed the way that we looked at our champ selects. Even throughout the preseason, we were kind of just playing it loose, and oh, if they give me the Alawi, or if they give me the Jace, or if they give us one of our comfort picks for whatever reason, then you know what, we'll go ahead and we'll play that instead. I think now we've really come into our own of like understanding a little bit more of the macro of like the implications of our macro game. So a huge shout out to my team for just like working together and like just talking to each other about possible pick ban strategies, instead of it just being like one or two people that kind of decide everything, because that really gets you on the same page. So I love my squad.
Mm-hmm. And then I pointed this out too beforehand, but both teams coming into this were 0-2, or really 0-1 from last week's losses. So I knew that both of you all had chips on your coming out on top with a 2-0 showing here. How I guess kind of what was your all thought? It's a two-part question. What was your all thought process going into this, and then how do you feel on the other side of it now with this?
I mean, we didn't look at this game as if it was going to be easy by any means. I mean, yes, we were 0-2 and everything, but they were 0-2 as well. We still took the amount of preparation, the amount of thought, and everything. We gave it 100% against Oof. For sure, they're definitely no pushovers. I mean, they have Hansu, who's arguably one of the best junglers in the league. Necro guy is a rookie, but he's shown that he can pull off some pretty nasty stuff. John 80 carry, very consistent. Justin, he's my boy, so of course I got to give him a shout out and everything. But no, we definitely came into this match thinking as if we were gonna just grind everything out and it was gonna be close, and it was. Game one was a really big indicator of that. Um, so as far as like coming in with chips on our shoulders, that to have a better, we didn't exactly start off on the right foot for the season, but we can at least come back with a relatively good 2-0. So that was our thought process going in, but we definitely came at them with everything that we had, no doubt about it. Had we not, I guarantee you we would have won game one. That amazing grind fest that was game one. So huge props to them. They definitely gave us a run for our.
Yeah. And then one more question from Twitch chat here. K Root wants to know, who is your favorite coach?
Maye. Next question. No, Kevin, you're my favorite coach, baby. I love you. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna guys go ahead and sign off the stream. All right.
Yep, I think if there's no more questions, I think we are done here. Matt, do you have anything else?
No, I do not.
Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys, to another awesome matchup here. Again, if you're just tuning in for some reason, it was a 2 victory to UTD over OOF tonight. So catch you all next time on the next games. I believe we have some more games Saturday for. So yeah, several more matchups showing up there to be some really good. So catch you all then. And this is Will the Torpedo Brooks.
And I am Super Comic Guru, aka Matt.
and have a good night.